Hello friends, and welcome back once again to my channel. Today I want to look at plane geometry 1. In my other video we looked at plane geometry 2, which is on circle theorems. Plane geometry 1 is talking about angles and, more to the point, parallel lines and triangular lines. So when we talk about angles, it is a space that is formed when two straight rays meet. So if two line segments comes together, the space between it is an angle being formed. And so let's take some of the theorems and the properties, then we look at how we are going to apply that. The property 1 states that when you have an angle which lies between 0 degree and 90 degree, we call that angle an acute angle. So from 0 degree, 1 degree, 2 degree, up to 89 degree and 90 degree, they are all acute angle. So 90 degree is a right angle. So but any angle that is falling between 90 and 0 degree, we refer to it as an acute angle. So take note of that. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Please help me promote this channel, and then comment on the comment section below that I will be able to release more videos for you. Comment on the videos you want me to release and I will make it available. Alright, so the next property is the right angle. Like I said, an angle that is forming 90 degree is what we refer to as a right angle. So this is a right angle. So we're looking at the sign form over there. It's a right angle. So now, if this right angle has been separated in two, what we are trying to say is that if I have an angle A here and angle B here, the sum should give me 90 degree, which means that this angle is a right angle. It doesn't matter the position. It can go on this side, it can be at the top, but since you have this shape forming, or the angles that are in between there, if you sum them and give you 90, then we refer to this as a right angle. Now we have another angle referred to as the obtuse angle, and this is an example of an obtuse angle. An angle that lies between 90 and 180 is referred to as an obtuse angle. So from 90.1 up to 179.9, all are examples of an obtuse angle. So 91 degree, 100 degree, 174 degree are all examples of obtuse angle. So the angle X formed here is an obtuse angle. Just like we looked at this one, an acute angle, the X form here is an acute. It is less than 90, and this one is greater than 90 but less than 180, and this one is exactly equal to 90 degree. The next identity is angles on the straight line. So we define an angle as a space that is being measured when two rays meet, when two line segments meet at a point. We call it a straight line. So if this is a straight line, so the angle formed here is 180 and the down to is 180. So a complete angle around a point should be 360. So it means that if this is a point, the middle point, the angle here, A and B, should sum up to 180 degrees angles on a straight line. So let's take note of this. So in any figure at all you have seen an angle forming on a straight line, then the sum should be giving you 180 degrees. The next example, note that complementary angles are two angles whose sum is 90. So the 90 that we have looked at there, so the angle A and then B. So A plus B. These two angles are called complementary angles because they sum up to give you 90 degrees. Now, we have supplementary angles. They are two angles whose sum is 180. So we have any two different angles. When you add them, it gives you 180. Then it is called a supplementary angle. An example is angles on a straight line. It's a supplementary angle. Then we have another type of angle which is a reflex angle. And this type of angles, they fall between 180 degrees and then 360 degrees. So if I have 181, 182 up to 359, they are all reflex angles. They are all reflex angles. This is an example. So the angle formed over here is a reflex angle. So it means that we have an obtuse angle formed inside here. Alright, so it can be an acute angle also formed inside it. But the focus is on the reflex angles. If that angle lies between 180 and then 360, we refer to it as a reflex angle. So example is 181, 200 and 300 degrees. They are all examples. The next one is angles at a point. They sum up to 360. Angles in a complete circle, in a complete point. So this is a point. So the angle formed at this point should sum up to 360. The angle over there should give you 360 degrees. We want to look at another properties, which is the vertical opposite angles, which is also referred to as the X angle. So you can see that these angles are more of like an X, cross segment of two line segments. So we have A is opposite to C, so it means that A is equal to C, and then B is equal to D, and we refer to it as vertical opposite angle. So this one is directly vertical to D, and then A is directly vertical to C, and they are on the opposite side. That's why it's called vertical opposite angle. So it's an angle from here and there's an angle from here, and these angles are vertically opposite. So A is equal to C, and D is equal to B is equal to D, and D is equal to B, in that order. One thing we also look at in these properties are that, remember, this is a straight line. This line is a straight line. So BC should come up to 180 because angles on a straight line sum up to 180. So BC is equal to 180. AB is also another on the straight line, and that's also sum to 180. DC is also on a straight line. We are comparing this line, and that's also sum up to 180. And then AD is also on a straight line. So angles on a straight line sum up to 180, like we look at in the other property. Let's take an example. So if I have this as a very beautiful question, we have been given this angle as A. This angle is 90 degrees because we have learned that when you have this, it's called a right angle. And a right angle is an angle of 90 degrees. We know that angles at a point sum up 360 degrees. So I have to take A plus 155 plus the 90, and the results will be giving me 360 degrees. Now we make A the subject and solve for the value of A. So when I'm making A the subject, you subtract 90 plus 155 degrees from the left hand side, then you subtract the same thing from the right hand side. So whatever you do to the left, you do to the right. In other words, we pick 90 across the equal sign, it becomes negative. We pick 155 across the equal sign, it also becomes negative. So you subtract them, your A is going to be 115 degrees. Very simple. You can pause the video and go through it by yourself, and we see if you can get it. To notify you again, please subscribe the channel for me. The next example is this. We should find the value of y, z, and x. We have learned the properties under vertical opposite angle. So this is an x, like an x. So y here is vertical opposite to z minus 10. And then x minus 50 degree is vertical opposite to 30 degrees. So it means that this angle is equal to that angle, and y degree is also equal to z minus 10 degree. So with that, let's solve for it. So since x minus 50 is equal to 30, we can easily find for the value of x by making x the subject. So since I'm looking for x, I add 50 here so that it can cancel off. So whatever you do to the right, you do to the left also. And that's why you have to add here and you add there. Or we just pick the 50 across the equal sign, it becomes positive. So 50 plus 30 is going to be 80 degree. So the value of x here is 80 degree. So if you want to get this angle, 80 minus 50 is going to 30. So that's why vertical opposite. You see that here is 30, is 30. They must be of the same value. Next example, we have y. We said that y and 30 are on a straight line. So when you sum them up, it should give you 180 degree. Y plus 30 degree should give you 180 degree, this angle and that angle, because they are on a straight angle. Alright, so you just group like terms, pick the 30 across the equal sign, or let's say you subtract 30 here, you subtract 30 to the right hand side also. So when you subtract 30 here, 30 minus 30 is going to give you 0, leaving only y. And 180 minus 30 is going to give you 150 degree, which is the value of y. One other way you can get it is that you can also use this other angle, angles on a straight line, which is x minus 50 plus y should give 180, and we know it's the same as 30. So 30 plus y is equal to 180, and 180 minus 30 is still giving you your y to be 150 degree. Okay, now find the z. Y and z minus 10 are vertically opposite angles. They are vertically opposite angles. So therefore, if y is equal to 150, then z minus 10 degrees should give me 150 degree. And then you add 10 to both sides. When I add 10 here, the 10 cancels. Now add another 10 here, and I get 160. Or let's say that you pick the negative 10 across the equal sign, it becomes positive. So z is equal to 150 degree plus 10 degree, which is equal to 160 degree. One other way you can do it is that you use angles on a straight line. So z minus 10 degree plus 30 degrees will give you 180. And when you also solve it, you realize that you get z minus 10 plus 30, which is going to be z plus 30, z plus 20 is equal to 180. So the 20 across the equation becomes negative, and then 180 minus 20 is going to give you 160, as such as it is. So in this particular theorem, you just have to know them very well, and you can apply them anyhow you want to get. That is why mathematics is very easy and understandable. Alright, let's take properties of parallel lines. An example, when you have two rays moving, and this is a race and this is a race, the arrows here shows that these lines are parallel, and parallel lines never meet. They are parallel means they can never meet anywhere. They are parallel, they can never meet. You can only join it by using another line to cross it. Okay, so when you have that, this angle is equal to that angle formed over here, and we call that the z angles, or the alternate angles. So the angle x is equal to the angle y. We call it the alternating angle, or the z angles. And this is another example. So we see it like a z shape. So the A here is equal to the B here. So it's equal to B. It's still alternating angle because we can still see that this is a race and this is another race, and they are different parallel lines and they don't meet. So the parallel properties is that this angle A formed here and the angle B formed here are equal. So these are all alternate angles, or the Z angles. Let's look at another properties of the parallel lines, which is the corresponding angles. Corresponding angles are the angles that are formed one above the parallel line and one inside the second parallel line. So the angle A here is equal to the angle B. Since we still have the parallel properties, this angle is equal to A. Note, it is not the interior angles. This angle inside and the angle outside. And we can also refer to the F angles. We can also say that F angles. Now we have another property which we refer to as the co-interior angles. Please take note of these properties. Both in plane geometry 1 and plane geometry 2, they are full of theories and properties. So when you are able to know these properties, you will be able to solve a lot of questions under it. So the co-interior angles are supplementary, where we learn that supplementary angles sum up to 180 degrees. So co-interior, this one is inside, the co-interior, so they are co-equal, so they are, this one is also inside. So the y is equal to x, so that is equal. So the y and x are all inside, that's what we call it co-interior. So when you add them, it should give you 180 degrees. Okay, so that's what we refer to as co-interior angle. So if I have another angle formed here, another angle here, then they are all inside, so we call them co-interior angles, and they are supplementary, which means when you sum them, it should give you 180. But the angle x and the angle above the y here are corresponding angles, that's the F angles. So the other one is not inside, so we can't say this co-interior. So take note of that. Let's take an example. Find the size of the unknown angle Q in the diagram below. So this is the diagram. We're supposed to find the angle Q. This kind of question, before you solve it, you have to look, is it a parallel line? Yes, the arrows here show that it's a parallel line and they never meet. Now that we know that they are parallel lines, and I know this angle, I know this angle, what property can I apply here? The properties are not clear. I can't see any alternating angle. I can't see any corresponding angles. So you have to create your own line. So let's say you have created a line passing through here, and that line must also be a parallel line. It doesn't meet with any of them. Okay. So when this is done, you can now say that the angle 130 is equal to the angle formed over here. So if I label it this way, it means that angle Z, Y, W, so if here is W is equal to 130 degrees, and this is equal to angle YWN. So those angles are equal. And we can also learn that the angle VUW, that's angle 42 degrees, is equal to angle UWM, that is this one, alternating angle. This angle here is equal to the angle formed over here, that's alternating angle, Z angles. So now we know this angle to be 42 degrees. Now with what I said earlier on, the 135 is equal to the angle over here, so I can easily get it. But we also know that supplementary angle, co-interior angles, angle ZYW and then angle YWM should sum up to 180 degrees because there are co-interior angles, and the co-interior angles are supplementary. Therefore, they sum up to 180. So this angle from here plus angle here should give 180. So I can easily find the angle over there. So 130 plus angle YWM is equal to 180 degrees, and then you make angle YWM the subject by sending the 130 across the equation, it becomes negative, and then you have 45 degrees. So this angle over here is 45 degrees. One way you can also find is that the angle ZYW and then angle YWN are alternating angles, Z angles. So the angle here is 135, here is also 135. And when you get that angle on a straight line, sum out to 180. So this angle plus the 135 here will give you 180, and you realize that you still get the same result. So therefore, the angle Q is the whole of this space. The whole of this space, 45 plus 42 is going to give you angle Q. So the angle YWU is equal to 45 degree plus 42 degree, which is equal to 87 degree. So that's how you tackle some of these questions. So you have to introduce your own line in order to get the properties clear and solve it. You can pause the video and try it on your own, but don't forget to comment on this video. Now, the next examples we got to look at is find the size of the unknown angle Q in the diagram below. So this is another very beautiful diagram, and likewise you can see these lines, they are meeting. It means these are not parallel lines, but line AB and CD, they are parallel lines. Look at the arrows there, so that these are different rays and they don't meet. They can't meet anywhere. All right. So we have been given one of the angles, angle IHG, to be 32 degree, and then angle GIH is Q. So we are looking for this Q. We have also been given EFA, that's 52 degree. You have to apply all the properties that we know to be able to do that. So we know that angle EFA is equal to angle FGC. This angle is equal to this angle. That is F angles, or corresponding angles. F angles, consider as forming the shape of an F. That's F angle. So the angle over here is equal to this angle. That's why we set their corresponding angle. So therefore, angle FGC, this angle over here, is equal to 52 degree. One other way you can do is that this angle 52 degree is vertical opposite to the angle inside here. So if it's vertical opposite to the angle inside here, when I sum this and that, I should get 180. So we find this side to be 128, and then you subtract from 180 degree again, and you are going to get this place as 52 degrees. So the angle is 52 degrees. Now also angle FGC, this same angle FGC, the 52 here, is equal to angle HGI, the angle here, that is vertical opposite. So the angle 52 degree is equal to the angle formed over there. So it means I have here to be 52 degree. So if that place is also 52 degree, we know that this is a triangle GIH, and angles in a triangle sum up to 180 degree. So when I sum angle HGI plus angle GHI plus angle HIG, this will give me 180 degree. When we know that angle I here is Q, and the angle here is 52 degree, and the angle here is 32 degree. So you sum them up, and when you sum 52 plus 32, you get 84. You subtract 84 to your left, 84 to your right, and that's why you have 180 minus 84, which implies that Q is equal to 96 degree. Once again, feel free to pause the video and see if you can go through it by yourself. And please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel for me, and then hit the notification button that you will not miss out any video I release. More to the point, make comments on what I need to improve on, and then areas you want me to make videos on, so that I can make videos on you. Share, bless a friend. Don't be greedy. So share, bless a friend with what you are learning from my channel. Thank you. Have a blessed day.